Good afternoon. It's September 9th. We're in the fig greenhouse here in Zone 7A, Southern Illinois. And I can't stand it, but there's a fig over here I got to get a hold of before we go any further. It's just driving me crazy. This is wait a minute, Raven de Calci. We're going to walk through the greenhouse today. And maybe, I don't know. Look how much look at the honey in that. Oh yeah, that's plenty ripe enough for me. I mean, it might could have won another day, but it was really good. Sweet. Nobody talks about Raven de Calci much, but it's a really good fig. Ships well. Might want that one in your collection. But we're going to walk around today, and we're going to see what else is left in the greenhouse. We've been getting a lot of figs this year. The month of August, we got 222 pounds of figs. So, but the season's about to wind down. We're down to getting about 4 or 5 pounds a day. But Borgia Soaked Grease is putting on quite a few right now. So is our Furo. And we'll turn around here before we go on down in the greenhouse. Right over here is Del Samwami Ron. It is ripening figs as well. We've picked several off of it. They're nice sized figs. If you live in a zone 8A or B, this thing here I think would be ideal for commercial use because it really puts on a lot of fruit. It's everything that's in ground right now is really putting on a lot of fruit. We've got kind of one crop. This is Black Greek Marius. I broke a leaf off there. This tree here has been treated for mites. You can see the sulfur on the leaves. We'll walk on through here. It's got about half of its crop on, and its second bunch is still not ripened, but it's early crop. This over here is Norella. It's also a Mount Etna. We'll walk on through here. Like I said before, this one here on the left is Borgia Soaked Grease, and it's ripening figs right now. Still got several on it. There's one. Anytime you got one like that, go and pick it off. Don't let it waste energy. Over here on my right is our Furo. It's been ripening quite a few. It's a decent sized fig. Between my legs here, a Galicia Negra. It's been ripening for a while in the pot, but most of all my potted Borgia Soaked Grease, Coral Blacks, Smiths, Black Mantazinas, they're all done. Largely we are just picking off of these in-ground trees now. This is Black Mantazina. It has ripened quite a few figs. As you can see, we're way up the limb picking. Same way with Smith, we're way up on the limbs picking on Smith. Got to reach up and pull them down. Over here to the right is called a Don Border Sotinka. We've been getting quite a few off of it the last couple weeks. That one's not ready, but if we found some, we'll show you though that's ready. We got our first one off of YOLO Bypass today. It was really good. Maybe we'll find one up here in a minute. Come back over here to this side. Here's some Smiths. Our Smiths are a little bit smaller, really, than what they are. My potted Smiths on real mature trees that don't ever get pruned have nice sized fruits on them. These ones that are just on, it's on new wood. They're always on new wood, but it just has 2-year-old wood present. The figs are still kind of small and not quite as mature as you'd want them to be. I think that in years 3 and 4 with it being in the ground, it'll be a lot better. Let's see what we got here. We get lucky enough to find, no, there's not another YOLO Bypass ripe. I'll have to get some video footage of it because it's actually a really good fig. Calderon Mutante is starting to ripen. As you can see, the striped figs. Look at this pretty thing. It's all of a sudden, and just in the last week, really started putting out some figs. We haven't picked any off of it yet, but they're just, right here's the first one, and I believe this will be the one that gets picked. Oh yeah. Let's have a look at that. Called a Mutante. Oh man, just the way you want it. Not overly sweet. It's sweet, not overly sweet. Nice, pasty, rich berry. Really good thing. Called a Mutante. One right here behind us. It's called a Nori. We ain't got none ready yet. We picked a couple off of it. They've been really good. Oh, wait a minute. Look at here. I think let's look at that one. About the same. Pretty close to the same taste. That and there's a little creamier. Good rich berry flavor though. On we go down through here. This next one is Calodon Gigantina. See if we can find any that's, it's got several that's getting right, but I don't know if it's got any that's really there yet today. Don't look like it. We have picked several off of it. It was the first one that started ripening. This is Sapphire 4. It kind of hits and misses, whether it ripens or drops. We've harvested some of the leaves off of it for tea. We're going to talk about that in another tea video here after we get done with this one. Super Red Hybrid. It's still got figs on it. This Asian collection of Super Red Shrimp, Brazilian XP, and then over here is Super Jumbo DK. They're all pretty similar. They're just about done fruiting. They have produced pounds and pounds of figs. You can see how many figs are. They're still got quite a few figs on them. But you can go back through my video and look, and you'll see that they're really, we've gotten a big majority of the figs off of it. They've fruited very good. I have gotten a few of we've only gotten one off of this. This is from Rejuvenation Prune. This is Negra de Agde. We don't have any right at the moment that are ripe, but it's getting close. Getting some more get going. But I think you picked one off of it yesterday or the day before. Green Michkarinska is still got figs on it, and we have already picked loads of figs off of it, but it's still just figs and figs and figs. You don't see too many on it right now. This is really a must-have fig for at least home use. They're a little bit small for commercial. That one's not ready. It needs another day. And here's the great thing about these is you can let these things till they just like get droopy, soft, and then put them in the refrigerator, and they'll still keep a week or 10 days even in the refrigerator after they're like super soft. They don't come apart. Oh, look at that dreaded crap. Still got this problem with a coon or a cat, or I've got a dog in here now. I hope that might remedy this problem. She's been in here a night or two. I've got the outside of it surrounded by electric netting, it doesn't keep the coons or the cats out. They get right through it, but the dog won't mess with it. It so shocks the dog. So I can keep the dog in here and make the dog stay, and I can't have the dog getting outside the fence anyway because she's a cat killer. So we'll hope that she stays in here, and the cats won't come around with that. They know, cats know a killer. All right. The great thing is about the coon is we only lose maybe 3 or 4 a night, and that's it. I think it's just one coon. I don't know, but one of these days we'll catch him and we'll find out. This is CDA, Constantine de Algiers. I believe I would pick that and put that in the fridge. That's a big, nice fig. We're not going to pick it and open it though. I don't want to eat it. I want to sell it. Let's ease on up through here. Like I said, most of it. Here's one of my potted Smiths. Looks like I missed it with the water hose. And look how much bigger that fig is compared to the ones on the in-ground Smith. It makes a big difference. There's that super jumbo. This is a Hardy Chicago that I pruned real heavy, and it was late getting going, so it was late setting fruit. And it's wonderful because all my other Hardy Chicagos that are in pots are done. So like here's a just a unknown Mount Etna. As you can see, it's got 1 or 2 green ones on it. It's done. On up through we go. Mutante Veneto is done. In ground wise, oh, this is, I believe this is Dale's Ermitons. It is. This is Dale's Ermitons. It's ripening some real nice figs. This J.H. Adriatic is still ripening, and so was my Caldedom Gris back there is still ripening some. So is Cavallari. It's got some on it. Let's see if we got anything close enough to pick. This is a nice sized fig. Has good flavor. And you can pick it what I would maybe a day early. It's still really soft. The skin's tough on it. This is a really good commercial variety of fig that you could ship, I think, with ease. It is a little bit on the late side, but let's give it some time, and maybe in a year or two, if it would just be 2 weeks earlier, where it came, say the 20th of August, and really started producing, it would be like spot on for here. So let's just see. Maybe in a little time this tree will develop into something. The raccoon really likes, this is a variety my raccoon really likes too, even though he don't get them all. Honey plum. We've gotten a few, and it dropped a few. Honey plum's known for that. This is Caldedom Blanca Negra. It only got about a half a dozen figs on it in ground this year. It was more interested in putting roots down, I think. LSU Aye. It's got a few starting to get green on it to make some more green figs. For some reason, trying to set a second crop. They'll never ripen. It's well done. This is yellow long neck, and we've been getting quite a few figs off of it. It still has quite a few figs. I've noticed I've really cut the water back on this tree this year, and the figs are smaller, and I like that. With the figs being smaller, this is a perfect size. They hold up really good when they're smaller like this in the fridge and to shipping, and everybody seems to like this fig at this size more so than they was when I was getting where I was watering it more and making a bigger. It has more flavor. It's not sucking all that water up with it being so much drier in here now. So I really, this fig's starting to really make a nice fig here in the greenhouse. It's going to ripen most of its crop this year for sure. And over here to the left is the other side of the Smith. You can see how up high up it's picking. You see how much smaller those Smith figs are? Bring it down here where we can look at it. A lot smaller than the mature tree. So, and it's not that this tree ain't an old tree. The root on it's 6-7 years old, but the main wood structure at the base here is only that's only from died back last year. So that really makes a difference on Smith. This is a potted called a Domnori. There's a mule fig. I believe it's real close. This is a Socorro Black. We've gotten some figs off of it. Here's another Socorro Black. I have 2 Socorro Blacks in here because I got them from 2 sources, and I thought this one was a little different, but it's not. Other than it just ain't been in the ground as long as this one here is, and it's not near as mature. I mean, you look at the base of that thing. This is a big mature tree. Socorro Black is definitely a winner for commercial variety of fig to grow figs. Ooh, here's a, we've been looking at figs. Let's have a look at it. And typically that's, they'll be pretty much like that. Just perfect for a commercial variety. People love it. It's not as rich of a berry, and it's sweet. It's a nice, there's a nice balance. You can pick it early, or you can even let it hang and it'll still keep in the fridge. That one could have probably hung another day. Things have definitely slowed down too, with the nighttime temperatures being in the 50s now, and the daytime temperatures being in the upper 70s and low 80s. We're in the low 90s here in the greenhouse during the day, so that's really slowed things down. But then, whatever it is outside at night, it's still in the 50s at night in here. So that has definitely also slowed things down as far as ripening goes. Here's a few left on this black manthusina tree, but not too many. The other side of this is our other side of our Borgia Oak Grease. Got a few more over here. See, that's pretty close. I'd try to take you up. Still some. This is the in-ground LSU Alye. It has produced a lot of figs. This is definitely a very good commercial production. You don't want to water it much. If you don't water it much, it's great. And they'll kind of just drown a tree here in the greenhouse. On we go up through here. This next one on the right is white Madeira. Let's just open this one and eat it. See if there's one any riper. Don't see any. There's one down here a little riper. Oh, yeah. Nice rich berry flavor. Every time. Still got plenty of sweetness. Still got plenty of berry. That's just a nice right balance today. That one's perfect for picking, especially if you're gonna put it in the fridge. It'd be even better tomorrow after it get real good and cold. I like my figs cold. White Madeira is a real good production fig here. We've been picking off of it for several weeks now. I got a big tray of them yesterday. There's another one about ready. Yep, that one's ready. They just turn to when they're like marshmallows, pick them. Oh, I believe that's about getting close to being it. Here's a potted one with some nice figs on it. This tree here, this is Eagle Pass Unknown. Yep, I got this off my friend Glenn. You know what? Let's just see what this one looks like. I think it's soft enough. Yeah. Looks like I believe that's a California brown turkey. Now, while it looks like a smaller version of Brazilian XP or Super Jumbo, yeah, that's not what this is. Yeah, this is some kind of brown turkey-ish. California brown turkey, not the small little brown pig with the red interior. That's a different brown turkey. Very mild, sweet flavor. Eagle Pass Unknown. All right. That's what's going on in the greenhouse this time of year. That's what we have picking. We got maybe a few more weeks here to pick before it gets too cold. And we've been in the process. We've already started. You've probably seen a few limbs here that's had the leaves took off of it. We de-leafed this anyway, but we're starting a little early because we're making fig leaf tea. So that's kind of what the figs are doing here in this climate. Thanks for watching.